Hello friends, welcome on in. I am so excited to be kicking off a new video series today. We're going to be starting something called Viewer Build Request of the Week. Every week on my stream we do Viewer Build Requests where you guys suggest ideas. We put them in a poll and I build whichever one wins the poll. It's a lot of fun. We build a lot of really fun little builds to life, but I want to do more detailed builds and show you guys how we do them. So every week on social media, we're actually going to vote on your favorite from the week, and then I'm going to put a video together showing you how to build it. So this is the start of that. We're going to kick things off with a Corgi Charizard. That is right, folks. You heard that correctly. Corgi and Charizard combined. It's going to be a really fun little one. Let's dive on in and learn how to build it. Alrighty friends, let's get this thing started. I do quickly want to remind you though that I of course stream on Twitch 4 times a week, and that's where these viewer build requests happen. Mondays and Wednesdays, everybody can come into the stream, suggest ideas, we throw them up into a poll, you guys vote on them, and then I build them in the moment. It's honestly so much fun bringing your crazy and fun ideas to life every single week, and just make sure you come by the stream so you can get in on that action yourself, okay? We got our Corgi Charizard right here. I'm going to show you guys what the original build looked like. Here it is. And then this is what the new build looks like. Holding this up to the camera, you can see we've quite a bit modified him. So we gotta now take him apart, see all the pieces that he includes, and then we're gonna get in and show you how we build it. So let's just speed through this as we take this bad boy apart so we can see all the pieces that we need for this. Alrighty friends, I think we are ready to dive in and start to bring this creation to life. We're going to start with the core of the body and then add on the details like the face, the wings, and the tail. This has a lot of pieces. I don't know how many yet. You'll get to see that later once I get the digital model up, and there will be one available in the video description. That way, if you want to be able to dive in, download that file for use on BrickinNick Studio, and be able to get a little bit of a closer look at how it all comes together in detail. You'll be able to do that as well. But let's just get this thing started. We're going to start with the base of the dog, so we're going to work our way again through those details. Let's do it up. So we've got quite a few plates here that allow us to kind of build out the body, the shape of the body. So we're just going to kind of lay that out a little bit. And then I know that we use these white guys underneath to kind of help create the appearance of like a tummy on this thing. So that kind of comes in right here, like so. And every once in a while, I'll be switching it up to this camera here, so you guys can get a little bit of a closer look. You can see that's kind of the base of the body there. We're gonna go ahead and attach his 4 legs now as well. So let's do that up. 1, 2, 3. And we're, just aiming. My goal with these wasn't to get too crazy detailed. I wanted to keep them at a similar size and scale as the original viewer build request, just with a little bit more, of a focus on some of the details and such. So kind of just a slightly enhanced version of those models is what really we were aiming for. We're using lots of snot bricks here, of course, to allow us to add lots of details to the exterior of the build. So this kind of allows him to have a little bit of a costume on, kind of the way that a dog would wear a costume, where it kind of just goes over the top of their body. It doesn't really go underneath. And then lots of snot bricks, using some of these new corner ones as well, one of my favorite new pieces that allows us to connect, like the chest area, and then certain parts of the head kind of go just on top of this as well. On top of his back, we've also got some orange here. So this goes towards right of the back of the tail, again, kind of creating the appearance of him having a costume on. And then just some tiles, which leave some space because those studs can get in the way. The tiles here leave some space for the wings to kind of fit on and be able to be posed. Then he's got basically the side body details. So again, we're letting the costume kind of show through here. And then towards the front, we've got white, because Corgis always seem to have a very white, fluffy front area. So we're making sure that we've got some of that detail kind of showing up. And then this last bit here is actually his front chest. And then this little pink piece is actually supposed to represent his tongue, and you'll see how that kind of comes into play a little bit later with the way that we designed the head, which we're going to build next. So let's see, how's the head look? So we've got, it looks like these 2 guys here, 2 1x3 plates coming together, and then again a nice combination of the snot pieces, taking advantage of our Lego math, of course, with 1, 2, and then technically 3, 4, 5 plates high equals 2 studs in width. So when I put the face piece on there, boom, you can see that all lines up really nicely. And then let's dive in and start to add the face details. So he's got that there. We've got his little eyes here, and he's of course looking angry because I mean a Corgi Charizard while he's breathing some fire would definitely be looking quite fierce, I would think, right? And then this clip piece here is actually what we're using to hold on to the flame. So that's what, and that actually rests right against the tongue there. You'll see that come together once we get it on. All these little cheese slopes allow us to make some kind of cute shaping for the face and stuff like that. Corgis, of course, being one of the most adorable dogs out there, even if they have become a complete and total meme in my community. I promise every single viewer build request of the week is not going to be a Corgi. We're using some 1x2 tiles kind of slid all the way up beyond the cheese slope here to build the Corgi's nice tall ears, right? Let me do the other one and I'll show you guys on the close-up camera how that looks. You can see the nice aggressive looking face on our Corgi here, right? His big tall ears. We got some good shaping there, and like even the white above the nose kind of creates that appearance of the way a lot of the Corgis look. And then like I mentioned earlier, we put the flame right there. And then when this all goes on the head, you'll see kind of lines up and makes it look like he's got his tongue sticking out while he's breathing some fire. Next up, let's do the tail. Of course, Charizard's tail, a nice long one with a little flame on the end. So we got to make sure we bring that to life nicely. We're using a headlight brick with a tile on top, kind of mashed into the back of, or we're putting this round tile with a stud in the middle into the back of that to allow us to have a fun connection point for the tail. And then let me see here. I think we did something like this, where we do a 1x1 brick into this little arch piece. And then we put the 1x1 cone, which kind of makes for a nice rounded end of the tail, into that guy there. And then we just have one of these little plume pieces that are in trans orange. So they look like a little flame. And we're gonna put that in there. And then that just goes right on the back and kind of helps to create the look of, a Corgi butt, because those are always super adorable as well somehow. And then next up, and certainly last but not least, is the wings of our little Corgi. So we've got all the pieces lined up right here. I'm gonna have to do some reverse engineering on this one because I'm not gonna lie, it's a little bit complicated. I know this is gonna be the last piece that we put on, and these guys are also gonna be the last bit, so we'll leave those there. And then let's figure out how we're gonna do the wings. So let's see, where can I get started with this? I think I'm gonna do something like this and this. I'm just trying to figure out how this all came together originally. Okay, there we go. I'm starting to get an idea. I thought I took it apart in a logical order, but apparently not. So we're just gonna figure it out together, as we always find a way to. Okay, yeah, and now I'm getting the memory of it. So, and actually this goes like this. There we go. Okay, perfect. We got those guys in there like that. We got this guy coming across the top. And this whole thing allows us to have a bunch of connection points here. So we're gonna do this cool modified 1x2 slope with cutout, and then a snot brick there. And then again, taking advantage of our Lego math, that lines up perfectly inside there. Helps give some cool shaping to the wings. And then we have one more plate here, another one of the snot bricks, as we love to call them there, a cheese slope right there. And then on the end, oops, or actually, did I go too high? Oh yeah, sorry, okay, this plate does not go here. Little mistake on my part. Oops, get back here. Those Lego pieces can really be running away, so you always got to stay be vigilant, folks. Be vigilant with your Lego bricks. And boom, there's our first wing, and now we'll just mirror it. So always easier doing the second part when you can mirror it, right? Some slopes on there. And honestly, guys, there's a lot of different ways that you could play around with the shape of the wings. This happened to be, kind of what I could come up with, the pieces that I had on hand. But there are certainly a lot of different ways that you could design Charizard's wings, basically. So it's some pretty unique shaping there. You could definitely even just use some regular Lego wings. I know there are some, well-colored ones. I think they make them in dark blue. So you could definitely use just a plain pair of dragon wings for a Charizard, or a Corgi Charizard in our case. So definitely lots of different ways to kind of create the shaping that you might be looking for. This just happens to be the combination that I kind of came up with, but use whatever works best for you, and just make use of whatever piece you have on hand to get as close as possible, right? It's not always about 100% accurate. It's just about making something that's recognizable. That's always my goal with your builder quest. Cool, so we got the two wings there, and then this actually sits right in the middle on the back, and these little bits connect to it and allow us to have some posability with the wings. So let me see if I can set that up well. So let me double check how we did this. Okay, so the clips go on here. They go on like this, where the clip is in line with the thing. And then that gets clipped onto there. And then that allows us like 2 different points of rotation. So you can lift the wings up and down and kind of angle them forward or back. So lots of flexibility with how we can kind of pose in there. Do the same thing on the other side here. And set this guy up. Whoops. Right here, 2. Boom. And then these are just gonna get attached right onto the side. 1 and 2. And then I'm gonna pre-pose him. So we're gonna tilt up a little bit and angle a little bit forward, because I think that's gonna make for a nice aggressive stance. Oops. And then once we're satisfied that everything's nicely clicked together, we're just gonna take this bit and click it right into the back. Boom. Make sure all the corgi ears are nicely attached. And then that's it. Our completed Corgi Charizard model. Look at that. Looking pretty aggressive, right? So really, really cool. You can tilt the tail down a little bit as well. That way it's a little bit angled towards the floor, as Charizard's tail would often be seen resting. And of course you can play around and mix some different pieces in there. But overall, I think it makes for a pretty awesome looking build. And I hope you guys enjoy checking that out. Again, feel free to come by the stream so you can suggest an idea and maybe yours will become a viewer builder quest of the week. Otherwise, guys, thanks so much for watching. We'll see you next time and happy building out there.